everyone, it's Emaphant here, and I'm back with a brand new speed build. So today we're doing another kind of modern build, I guess, but in this build I really wanted to play around with more diagonal shapes and more like cantilevered shapes, I guess. I actually tried to build something like this like 4 times, and I started with a penthouse apartment and like kept messing around with it, and my computer kept crashing. So this is like round 5 of building this style of house. So hopefully you guys like it, because I tried it a lot because I liked the idea and I just couldn't, my computer just kept crashing. So anyway, this is a pretty big house. We have 4 bedrooms in here. I have 2 of them kind of kid or teenage focused, one of them, and then like 2 masters, I guess. One like true master with an ensuite, the other one like a secondary master, but it doesn't have an ensuite bathroom. So you could have that as like your elders staying with you. You could have it as a guest room. I don't know. It could be a teen room too. I just kind of made it like modern, and I don't know. It's nice, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we played around a lot with the shapes in this one, having these weird diagonal bits, because I usually don't do that, having like these diagonal parts coming off, because I find it a lot more difficult to build in The Sims on a diagonal. Just nothing quite lines up correctly. So you'll see a little bit more when we do the kitchen, because that diagonal piece on the first floor sticking out is going to be the kitchen, and you'll see me like try and get the cabinets to fit in there, and it's like it's not quite right because the grid like stretches when you're in a diagonal in kind of a funky way. So I wanted to experiment with that and see what I could do with it. I don't know. I like how it ends up in general, but it's difficult to build on a diagonal. I mean, Sims is just not really intended to be on the diagonal, I don't think. So I don't know. I liked it. We also have this funny little piece in the middle that you saw me working on a moment ago that has like windows in the center of the house. That's kind of like a skylight green space, like atrium space, I guess is what you would call it. So that was kind of the other piece besides playing with these diagonal pieces and the cantilever. That was the other architectural aspect that I was wanting to do with this house as I started my build. So hopefully you guys like that. We do get some greenery in there in a little while. And I also really enjoyed the color scheme that I ended up going here. It's really just, it's concrete, white concrete, and wood. And I mean, if you guys have seen any of my other builds, like you guys will know that I like gray concrete, white concrete, and wood. Very, very nice. I actually have another build coming out for you guys, hopefully this week, but it's very similar in color scheme. It's like also concrete and wood and all white on the inside. So hopefully you guys don't mind that too much. I know that's something that I just really like. Like I like buildings like that. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it too. We do this style. This house is a very modern style. And I was also experimenting with doing like really bright pops of color. So you'll see when we get to furnishing, I'll have like these bright orange chairs and like, I don't know, brighter paintings and rugs. And I think that if you guys have seen my other stuff, like, you know that I tend to go with very neutral and like soft yellows and soft blues. And I do that all the time. So I'm trying to mix it up. I'm trying to go with like an orange color, which I never do, or some purples, which I feel like I don't usually do purple either. So really trying to play with that. I was also being very particular with these windows. I really wanted to stay true to the feeling of each of these different wall materials, like of each of the different wallpapers, I suppose. So that's why we have like these slatted windows on the wood slats to kind of make it feel like that's all still wood slat. And then we have like just these really, really small windows on the white front part, and then above the front door on the wood that's there as well. Because for one, I wanted to keep it more private. That was part of the reason I did that. And 2, I just really wanted those like blocks to stand out and be like, that's all you really see is you see this big wood block or this big concrete block. So hopefully you guys get that feeling that came through correctly for what I wanted it to be. So yeah, I don't know. This house is fun to build. Like it was a challenge building on a diagonal because I never really do that. But I enjoyed it a lot, you know, and having these different little pieces coming out. I think that I struggled with the floor plan for a while, especially on the first floor. You guys will see when we get to furnishing, there's like the lounge room is in this really funky kind of space. I don't know. It's a little weird. But it's also a very minimalist house. Minimalist house. I can't even speak. So we have a very, very simple lounge room. I mean, it's just like a rug, a couch, and a couple of chairs. Like, that's about it. The kitchen's also pretty simple. I should tell you guys this. When I was furnishing the kitchen, I thought I finished it and I went on to something else, and then I finished the rest of the house and stopped recording and realized I never went back to the kitchen to like add more clutter or any of the other stuff that I normally do. So then I was just kind of like, it's minimalist. I meant to do that. Of course I did. So if it seems like a little bit of a lazy kitchen for my typical builds, like that's why I thought I had finished it, and then I realized I like did not finish it. So I actually had to go back off camera and like fix some shelves, because I just like dropped some shelves like above the fridge to remind myself that that's what I wanted to do. But I didn't actually go back and put them in a normal spot. So they were just like half overlapping each other, like stuck in the corner. So if you guys would like to download this house, 1, it is available under my Origin ID Emaphant, but 2, all the funky stuff in the kitchen will be corrected by the time that you download it, because I've already fixed it now. But yeah, you'll also see in the screenshots, like you'll see it truly finished at that point. So I apologize if that bothers anyone. I thought I finished the build, and then I like went back and was just checking things after I stopped recording and realized I had these random shelves just like on top of each other. So we're also playing around with a green roof here. That's something that I've been messing around with a little bit lately. So I wanted to kind of have that like eco-friendly green roof environmental thing going on. So I don't know. I think it's interesting. I definitely think it also breaks up these flat roofs, because they can definitely get a little boring if you just have like a completely flat roof. Like, I know that they often don't look good from the map view. I feel like a lot of my houses don't look good from the map view, but they look good like from the street view. So I don't know. I feel like a green roof helps a little bit. Like, it's something more visually interesting on the ceiling, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we're pretty much done with the floor plan here, just getting in our wallpapers and our flooring, and then we're getting to start furnishing. So we're starting in the kitchen here. I wanted to do like this bench seating that came with a dine out pack, because I love that idea. Like, I think it's such a cool concept to have that in your kitchen, but it is like a tricky thing to make fit in spaces. So you'll also see me like fighting with the diagonal here. Like, I keep trying to put an island in there, and then these cabinets like don't line up correctly on the diagonal. They like snap to funny places, because they're like, okay, so they'll snap to the grid, but they'll also snap to each other. And those aren't in the same place the way they would be if you were just on a straight like normal build. So yeah, I don't know. I think there's a couple of cabinets that are like crossed over each other, that they're overlapping, but it looks relatively normal. I don't know. I've never tried to actually build a kitchen on a diagonal before, ever, I don't think. So this was a little bit of a challenge for me to try to figure out how that should go. I also really liked how the tiles and the floorboards, like the wooden floorboards, ended up looking as if they were diagonal, even though they're actually like not. They're perpendicular to how a normal build would be. But I thought that was like visually interesting as well, that they ended up looking like they were on a diagonal. So yeah, it's interesting. It's always fun to like try to build in Sims in like something that's a little bit different from like what the game tries to support, and seeing how far you can push the limits. I think that's like my favorite part of building in The Sims, is how far I can like push the limits in Sims and still make it look good. So yeah, it's a simple kitchen, definitely. It's really just like brown and white and gray, I suppose. But we do try to get a couple of pops of color with some paintings in here. I did have a rug that I was trying to get a rug in here, but it did not look right at all. So I ended up just having it be that tile, like almost like wood looking tile, but just that across the whole kitchen. So yeah. Anyway, this is that little atrium piece that I was telling you guys about, that we get some plants in here, and that little room off to the side that the ivy is covering up, that's going to be a bathroom. So that's why we have the ivy completely covering there. So you do have like a blind in that bathroom too, but I figured for the most part, you know, you have this ivy covering it. That's enough privacy for like inside the house anyway. So yeah, I liked that idea, just to have a little bit of greenery coming into the house or almost inside the house, even though it's not actually. But yeah, I hope you guys like it too. Working on that lounge room here. Like I said, we get this really bright orange chair, just as something different. You know, I'm experimenting. Something that I really liked looking at on Pinterest is these like very Parisian, architecturally interesting, really almost old-fashioned looking architectural houses or apartments, like townhouses, where they have really big crown molding and they often have tin ceilings. And in a lot of these houses, they'll have like one super, super, super bright chair or like some painting that's really bright and the rest of the house is white. So I'm kind of channeling that here with like the white walls, the bare concrete, the very simple floors, and like very, very simple everything else. And then like one super bright chair. We actually put 2 orange chairs in here in a moment, but that's kind of the concept that I'm going with here. It's a little bit different of a design style for me, trying to do something different, keep it interesting for y'all. But I actually like this lounge room, living room a lot. Like it's very simple, and I do think it's quite minimalist, just with like black and orange. Black and orange. And this bookshelf, I don't know, like it has everything you need, but it is open and simple, and it doesn't feel overly cluttered either, which I think can be nice. I think I tend to go with a lot of clutter in my Sims builds just because that makes it feel more done to me, I guess. But you know, I think this is nice too. Like I think this is pretty and simple, and it's quite lovely. We also have a funky little space that we're gonna get to, I think, in a moment, that is kind of the foyer area. Oh, wait, no, we're going to do this room that's kind of the garage, I don't know, coming in from the garage room. So that's like what that concrete slab is that's out front of the house. I don't have a car on it yet, but I'll put one there in a little while so that it's actually clear what that space is. But yeah, so this is just like a little skill building room, mostly doing gym stuff, a little bit of handiness stuff, kind of things that I thought would make sense were this to be a garage. Obviously there are steps going up to it, so you can't drive your car up into it. But yeah, I figured like it would be kind of a messier room, you know, something like more like a mud room type of space where it doesn't matter if you're coming in dirty from fixing up your car or whatever else you would be doing there. So that was kind of my idea behind it. And yeah, trying to get some more stuff on this porch because we do have a lot of porch and or deck space in this house. We have this whole L-shaped space around the front of the house. We have a whole deck around the back of the house, and then we have a huge deck up on the second floor as well. So trying to make that feel a little bit more full. And I don't know, yeah, I always feel like it's difficult when you make these really big decks, like what you should put on them, because you don't want to put like 1,000 couches because that just looks a little bit strange. But I feel like there's a lot of spaces in this house that are kind of too big in some senses. I don't know. I didn't really know what to do like in this space that I'm working on right now. This is the foyer space I was talking about. Like, I think it's nice to have an entrance like this, but it was a big space to try to fill up. And then we have this itty bitty little office coming off next to it. So it's a little bit weird. I mean, feel free to change this if you guys do choose to download the house. I think it looks pretty the way it is, but I don't necessarily think it's like the most reasonable play house. How do you even say that? What word am I trying to say? You guys understand what I mean. I'm not even going to keep trying. But yeah, so we do have a really small office just off the front entrance hall here. We are getting to the upstairs now, putting in some more closets and figuring out that floor plan. I did have this front kind of cantilever spot being one giant bedroom. And I ended up making that into 2 bedrooms because it was just like, it was a really, really big bedroom. And I was like, well, why not make it have 4 bedrooms instead of just 3 huge bedrooms? Because that doesn't really make sense to me. I did leave one of the other bedrooms that was not the master as a very large bedroom as well. But there would be plenty of space to that if you guys wanted to renovate the house and make it into a 5-bedroom house. You definitely can. So yeah. Just working on like kind of placing ideas of what I want each bedroom to be. We'll jump around a little bit here as I keep just having ideas go through off in my head, and I'm trying to figure out how I want this to be. So I hope you guys forgive me as I continually jump around spaces. Also, something I was just trying there that you may or may not have noticed is I was trying to put in one of the built-in wardrobes on a diagonal. They don't fit correctly on a diagonal. Like, you can't build them into the house, which, I mean, I guess I should have realized because the diagonal grid stretches and like you wouldn't have the closet stretch to match, But yeah, it doesn't fit. Like, it doesn't work. So I ended up like trying to build that. And then I was like, oh, wait, this doesn't look normal at all. So I guess I won't do that. And we just have like the one big wardrobe that I didn't really love having it there because I feel like it kind of cuts off that master bedroom in a funky way. But you know what? There's plenty of storage space in this house and in this master bedroom. So it's fine. It is what it is. I don't know. It's pretty simple. We get these wardrobes, or dressers is the word I'm going for, that I actually overlapped 2 of them there because the diagonal stretches. One of them looked too small. So yeah, just the challenges of building on a diagonal. It's a whole new beast, honestly. I like doing it sometimes, but I probably won't build another house on diagonals for a while. Yeah, I don't know. I also wish that we had more little end tables. You can see the little table that I have in between those 2 chairs off to the side that's like, it's not actually an end table, it's some little surface thing that came with Get to Work, I believe. That it's just like this little rolling table thing. So yeah, I wish we had more tables in that size because a lot of the times I don't want one of the full size end tables because they're all really big. Like, I don't know if you guys have felt that way as well, but I feel like all of the end tables that we have are super, super big and I don't understand it. But yeah, I'm still, guys, just fighting with this diagonal, man. I mean, I'm trying to get these countertops in the bathroom I wanted to have 2 sinks because it's obviously the master, but I couldn't make it work on this other diagonal corner without really, really weird clipping. So yeah, we just got the 1 sink in there, which is fine for gameplay. Your Sims won't care at all, but I wanted to get a double vanity in there and I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Yep. I don't have anything else to say about this bathroom. Bathrooms are so boring to me. I do really like the concrete in it, I guess. Like, that to me is cool. The concrete floors, the concrete walls with the white other walls, I think is very nice. And it's not super boring in my mind. Like, it's still a little boring, but I like it. I hope you guys like it. So this over here, we're starting on the kids' bathroom. It's pretty much the same as the parents' ensuite. Just making sure there's a bathtub in there. I don't think that we put anything for toddlers in this house or in this bathroom, but there's plenty of space if you wanted to have a toddler. Excuse me. If you wanted to have a toddler, there's more than enough space to add anything that they would need. So feel free to do so if you download this house. Yeah. Working on 2 bedrooms over here in this front part of the house. I would say these 2 bedrooms are more feminine oriented. I like doing feminine bedrooms better. I mean, I like making female Sims better. I like building feminine bedrooms better. So yeah, I hope you guys don't mind that too much, but this bedroom could theoretically be a guy's bedroom too, if you really want it to be. I mean, it feels more feminine to me, but you know, some guys paint their nails and like do other stuff like that. It's not too female. Anyway, I like it. It's pretty simple. I mean, these rooms are kind of long and skinny, which made it a little bit strange to decorate, but I think it works out pretty well. It's definitely a big enough room that anyone living in here wouldn't feel crowded, but there also isn't a ton of room for toys in their bedrooms, but you get a little play space at the top of the stairs as well. So even though they don't have a lot of toys in their bedrooms, there's plenty of toys in this house for them. But yeah, I don't think I've ever used that bedspread either from the Cats and Dogs expansion pack, that blue with the yellow on it. I don't think I've ever used that before. It's kind of nice though. Like, it's not too crazy. I feel like some of the bedspreads are just a little too crazy, but I also feel like a lot of them are old-fashioned if they are, I don't know, more what am I even saying? I don't know. I like the bedspread. It's pretty cool. Anyway, working on the second bedroom in the front of the house, this I figured would be for a child, for a little girl, whereas the other one, I don't know if I said that, I figured would be for a teen with a double bed in it, so this little girl, I figured, would also be very into science, very into like mental skill type of things. So we get some of those prints that you can like get from the microscope or from the observatory in here. We got a couple things like that. And yeah, I don't know, it's fun. She has like a colorful room as well. I thought it was nice. But yeah, I don't know. There's not a ton of stuff in her room. Her room's actually not that huge. Like, it's plenty big enough for her to be happy, but it's not that huge. So I don't know. Yeah, working on the kind of second master, quote unquote, here that could be either a teen room, a room for some elders that you may have, or a guest room kind of space. I don't know. I feel like I build guest rooms in The Sims, but like you can't actually have guests in The Sims, so it doesn't really make sense. But getting some more pops of color in here with these bright red chairs and some other red accents. I think that's nice to just, I don't know, something different that I haven't done a ton, so I wanted to kind of play with that. I don't really like the color red, but I think it can be interesting to mess with, so yeah. I love those paintings from City Living that have those like red swatches with that guy walking or other things like that. I think those are super, super cool. I just don't necessarily use like bright red chairs like this in real life. I would never do that, but yeah, that pretty much wraps up all of the bedrooms, and then we're just working on this little play space here at the top of the stairs, and then the last thing we'll do is we'll add some landscaping and some outdoor furniture. But yeah, getting plenty of skill building things for your kids in here, some other toys and things just tossed around, and then just putting some more decor to make this upstairs landing space feel more finished and more full. I feel like that's always difficult at spaces at the top of the stairs. Like if you do a bigger space, it's not just a hallway, like figuring out what you should put in there to make it feel reasonable, because it's kind of a weird space, you know, like a transitional space. This is that huge deck that I was talking about on the second floor, just putting a couple of couches up there. We do have 3 of them, which is kind of a lot, but I think it looks nice up there. I thought about doing a hot tub at that level, but chose not to. I don't think I got a hot tub in this build, actually. I do get a pool over here, and I do also get a basketball court as well. So yeah, there's plenty of fun things to do in this house. Yeah, I don't know. I'm running out of things to say. How are you guys doing? How have your days been? Have you guys missed me? I've been trying to upload more consistently. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I've been attempting to, if you noticed or not. So yeah, also, if there's anything that you guys want to see me build or another game that you guys want to see me play, I would be very interested to hear that. If you guys have any requests, please do let me know, because I haven't done a Let's Play in a little while, but I'd like to. I get bored of games really easily, so I like building in The Sims because it's something new every time, but I get really bored of like continuing to play a game. So if there's something that you guys want to see, I would be happy to play it. I would just be interested to see what that is. Yeah, we're really just finishing up the landscaping here. It's really pretty simple and clean. This house was such like a clean cut, just the whites and everything. I didn't want to have like too overly landscape spaces, so just adding in a couple of flowers and things like that, and just really finishing up like last couple of touches here. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If there is anything that you guys would like to see me play, please do let me know in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!